Okay, so the Colorado woman, right? This case feels to me like it relates to censorship with Twitter. I wonder why I wrote that.
Free speech, probably.
Yeah. In Colorado scale, why is free market not enough, right? And at what point is free market no longer sufficient to regulate this type of interference? Because we're seeing, obviously, on a Twitter level, on a social media level, for allowing the free market to regulate that is no longer working. But on a lower level like this, I have for a long time been of the mindset that whether or not I agree with this woman is not really part of the issue.
Indeed.
I think that she
principle.
should be able to do or not do what she wants, and people should be able to say or not say what they want about it. And if she can get enough people who support, who want to buy from her, that either don't care about what she's doing or agree with her message, then she should be able to do that and have a business and be prosperous. However, if the people in her community fucking hate what she's saying and they choose not to support her business, she goes under. That is also a side effect of what she chooses to do, and I feel like that should just be left to the free market.
I generally agree with you, but there is a few
People concerned that it's a slippery slope.
Well, there's other complications than just that. I'm just going to put this fake-ass chew in my mouth real quick.
I thought you were throwing a proper dip, and I was like, this is where we're at now? We're back to proper dipping?
No, this is fakey dip.
Okay.
This is primarily corn silk.
Why not just dip for real?
Because I don't want all of that all the time. So part of the problem here is that if you remember relatively recently, the case about
corn silk, like the shit on the outside of the corn underneath the husk?
Yeah, read the ingredients, bitch.
Molasses, corn silk, water, glycerin, kudzu root, salt, artificial flavorings, sodium bicarbonate, propylene, glycol, cayenne pepper, blue 2, yellow 6, red 40, lakes.
Don't read me all the artificial food colorings.
Methylpropylparabens. Oh, that's nice.
It's fake-ass chew.
Yeah, tobacco-free, nicotine-free.
Our
Our
it's just corn silk.
food-grade
It feels
products are properly made in modern FDA-registered and inspected facility in Coppell, Texas.
yeah. It feels like regular
Smells
chew.
like
It feels
chew.
good. Yeah, put a fucking dip in.
No.
It's just fucking corn silk.
No.
Good for you. I'm glad you don't
No.
because
If I'm not gonna
it feeds the beast.
If I'm going to throw a dip, I'm going to fucking throw a dip. I'm not going to fucking throw a no nicotine, no fucking tobacco dip.
All right. So part of the problem here is that there is
Wasted
a.
Part of the problem
You know
is...
what? You know what?
Oh, no! You're hilarious.
You're an asshole. Part of the problem here, I put too much in and it was hard to talk, so you gave me a good excuse. Part of the problem here is, if you remember, not too long ago, there was a court case in a conversation, particularly a Supreme Court case, that involved the Civil Rights Act and the definition that not only was it illegal to discriminate against somebody for their race, but it also became unconstitutional to discriminate against somebody towards their sexuality and gender identification, right? That is one of the key problems with this case at this point. We're not even at that level yet because right now we're just talking about somebody and their artistic ability and so on and so forth. It's very, very complicated, but one of the problems they're going to have here is with that last precedent they set in that particular case. This is dealing right now primarily with a Colorado law, and specifically that says a business cannot discriminate against somebody on the basis of race or sexual
The bakery was in Colorado too, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
And so, yeah, Colorado. Who would have fucking thought that Colorado was a fucking stomping ground for civil rights? But one of the problems with essentially the civil rights bills.
Problem with civil rights.
One of the problems that came from the civil rights bill at one point is when when racism is not necessarily a generalized, socialized problem that is exercised on the everyday level of discriminatory laws against water fountains and seating areas and so on and so forth, is it becomes relatively arbitrary and people can use it to whatever advantage they feel they want to pull from it. In this particular case, I can tell you right now, this lady necessarily doesn't have exactly a problem, other than the fact that there is a precedent trying to be built here about somebody not being required, if they do not feel like it, if they do not want to put their... There's so many problems with it. There's so many layers to this, which is the problem here. This is a larger conversation, but their artistic ability towards something that violates their religious freedoms.
Yes.
Right? Which is a massive, massive... case when it comes to like the First Amendment rights and your exercise of religious freedom and expression, right? It's a whole deal, but it becomes a problem because the Civil Rights Act at the time was necessary.
Yes.
Argue with our points of view in modern day society now. Oh, thank God I'm not the only one who can't pour on camera. With our modernized views in our contemporary world right now, I would argue that the Civil Rights Act could have some deleterious consequences because you're not allowed to discriminate against somebody. Because you discriminate against somebody for maybe not having qualifications, maybe not having the right personality, whatever it is as a business owner or as some kind of institution that is into a hiring situation, you may have a civil rights lawsuit brought against you because you did not hire somebody of a particular race or marginalized group.
Even if that's not why.
And in this case, because of the expansion of said Civil Rights Act at this point, thank you, Justice Roberts and Kavanaugh, that includes gender identity.
Wait, I thought that all the conservatives hated gay people. You're telling me now that they did something that expanded protection.
They did.
Wait.
What's up, Kavanaugh?
Wait.
You know that guy who supposedly ran a train on Christine Blasey Ford?
He raped that woman, right?
Turns out he's super for civil rights.
Wait.
The expansions of the Civil Rights Act.
Hold on.
Yes. But
fucking assholes. Dude.
But the problem here, right, we don't even get into the meat and potatoes of the Civil Rights Act on this point. Like with this particular case, right now, all the advocates for this bill, the people that are arguing the bill, the justices involved at this point, they're looking at whether or not you have a license as a creative person to have creative freedom in the ability to, if you're doing something as far as like work is related, right? In a creative process, say, I am from Colorado. I am this lady. I create wedding websites.
Right.
But I do not want to create a wedding website for a gay couple.
Right.
Then I have the artistic freedom to not create something that I believe violates my values.
Right.
But the problem going on right now, particularly at the Supreme Court level, is the argument being had is just a categorization. It's just a marginalized, saying that when it comes to like those who can kind of like get around, did she get to like yes, the cat attacks? When it comes to like trying to get around the Civil Rights Act like that, something like that, we say, well, I'm a creative person. The product I'm putting out there is a creative endeavor. Like I have the right to not be able to provide my creative services to somebody because I don't agree with their values. That's the argument putting forth right now. So we're finally chopping up another thing. Like I am a cake shop owner. I don't want to decorate a cake for a gay couple because it violates my values. I am a website designer. I don't want to create a website for a gay couple because it compromises my values.
And the fear being propagated by the left is that this is going to expand into different categories, that there's going to be people that say, I don't want to make wedding cake.
I don't want to build a house for a gay couple.
Right. Well, and also to to racial categories and stuff like that too. That if we allow people to discriminate against people of different gender identity or sexual orientation, then it will also allow people to do it.
I don't want to do a memorial service for this trans person.
Right.
You know
and
what I mean?
feel largely
it goes
the same
all sorts
way
of different
about
ways.
that too. If you want to make it open to the public that you don't
Mm-hmm.
like the fact that white people and black people are getting married together, then you go ahead and do that, and we'll see how long that lasts. You know,
Exactly.
I don't think that's going to be a very popular opinion, and I don't think there's going to be that many people that want to patron your business, and I think you'll probably go out of business pretty quickly.
I think you'll be all right, but you'll service a single sector of the economy that only wants that one particular thing, and that's not a
you
bad
won't see
thing.
much growth. Yeah.
No, yeah, you'll have a niche little market. Good for you. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
If I'm a gay couple, if I'm a trans couple, or whatever, and I come into you or I hit you up on your website or whatever, hey, I'm interested in this. Me and my husband want this, and you refuse me. It's like, I'm sorry, we don't offer services to gay people. And be like, word, that's cool. I'm gonna tell all my friends about you because that's fucked up. And then boom. Then you'll just be put off in your own little place in society, and then society will judge you for being that way. And I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
but it is
also-
not the important part here. Because societally, I have one argument, right? I don't discriminate against nobody unless they're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Because there's some crazy ass motherfuckers out there. I don't think discriminating against anybody just due to whether they're gay, what kind of race they are, if they're male or female, because there's only two, or whatever it is. I don't care. You can come at me as a trans person and want something. If I have a business where I'm creating something, whatever, that's cool. If you're an asshole to me, I probably won't want to work for you.
Yeah.
But if you're open to word, let's do business. I would love to take your money and create a product for you. That's cool.
Yeah.
But if there's a certain segment of society that is against it, that's fine. I don't care. I'll take their business. That's just fine. But as far as the government involvement on this point, the government itself has they got no fucking play here, man. They should not be forcing anybody to do anything for anybody, period. I understand the civil rights movement. I have ethical problems with the government being involved in the civil rights. I have a problem on that level with the Civil Rights Act.
Yeah.
I still think you're a piece of shit if you want to discriminate against somebody if they're a different race. 100%. I don't believe the government, and I don't think it's their job to be involved in that. And I think they're pieces of shit for being involved in that. But I also understand the reality of the world we live in and our society around us, in which case, down with the Civil Rights Act. I'm cool with that. I got that. But ideologically, again it. So, in this particular case, I think there's something at work here that is far greater than actually what we're seeing. There's something that is going to have reverberations down society throughout time that is going to come back and kick us in the ass. And if this one fucking person who dare I say bigot, if there's one person who's like, well, these people are gay, so I don't want to work for them and take their money.
Yeah.
Good for you. Go fuck off. Don't bring it to the Supreme Court. Just be an asshole. How about that? That's fine. I don't care. Go away. And the couple that's trying to get work for them, you deserve much better than that. Go a million other places to create you a wedding website. That's fine. But I believe in this particular case, it's the owner against the state because the state has the law at that point. So I don't think there's an actual plaintiff in this or defendant in this case other than the state. So it's complicated. Hey everybody, Colin here from Salt the Streets. Thank you for watching today's edition of Salty Shortz. If you liked what you saw, please be sure to check out the full episode right here on the Salt of the Streets YouTube channel. Please give us a like, comment, subscribe, and be sure to share this with all your friends. And you too can become a spreader of the message of liberty. Thanks.
Welcome to the Salt of the Streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought.